Everyone's been saying that Microsoft is going to buy out MVIS. In this video, we're going to be talking about how Microsoft responded to that. And I'm also going to tell you where I expect the MVIS share price to go and what it's going to take to get it there. And we're going to be starting right now. Hey, what's going on? My name's Pat from Top Ticker Trades. If you're new here and want to learn how to grow your wealth through investing and trading stocks, be sure to start now by subscribing and tapping on that bell so you never miss a thing. Okay, so very quickly, I'm just going to run over a couple of things for anybody here that's new and doesn't know what the hell's going on. So what is Microvision? Microvision is a provider of laser beam scanning technology. They developed a proprietary scanning technology that can be used in products for interactive projection, consumer light detection, and ranging, automotive, and augmented and mixed reality. Their Pico-P scanning technology is based on its solutions in systems that include microelectrical mechanical systems, laser diodes, optomechanics, and electronics. The company's also been developing its 200-meter plus range perceptive automotive LiDAR module for original equipment manufacturers and Tier 1 acceptance for active collision avoidance systems and autonomous driving vehicles. This is a small company. Total market cap of about 147 million. Now let's quickly go into some recent news. So the company recently announced that Perry M. Mulligan is resigning from the board of directors. So who in the hell is this guy? This dude obviously was on the board of directors for the company. He served for the board of directors since 2010. He also was CEO of the company from November 2017 through February 2020. And I guess after during his resignation, he gave a statement which basically explained that he was in bad health, and due to his health issues, he is retiring early to focus on recovery and, pretty much spending time with his family. So very quickly, I had to share this with you guys. There's a dude that spent over $7,000 on a HoloLens 2, and he decides that he's going to take it apart basically to confirm that there are MVIS components in the HoloLens 2, which is something that, I thought was common information. And just like that, $7,000 down the drain. And buddy, if you're watching this, next time just send me the $7,000 and I'll figure something else out for you. I think he did have an interview somewhere. They asked him, why in the hell did you do that, bro? And he said, I did it all for the Nuki, whatever that means. But yeah, he did that. Anyhow, now it's time to get into the real juicy stuff. So at the beginning of this video, I told you guys that, Microsoft had a response to the merger and acquisition rumors. And I just happened to have the recording on that, or an audio of that. And in this audio, you can hear Allison feeling, or however you want to pronounce it. That's her in that image right there. Kind of hot. Yeah, I like a chick with glasses. So she's on this recording. She's waiting for you to listen to her. And then when you're done listening to her, you get to listen to me again. And I'm going to go over just a couple of more things because I know you guys want to go and enjoy the rest of your weekend. And that's cool because I want to enjoy my weekend too. But we're going to go over a couple of things. Then I'm going to tell you what my price target is for MVIS. All right, let's get into that recording.
Who's say a majority of the questions so far have been about the rumored acquisition between Microsoft and Microvision. I don't have any information on that yet right now. As soon as our PR team releases something, I will let you guys know. I should be getting something shortly. So sit tight on that. Let me just say, I'm just scrolling through. It's mostly been about Microvision. Microvision. Okay. Wow, they're all about Microvision. Okay. Let's see. Okay, here we go. From John Swade. Are there opportunities for this technology to save lives either on the battlefield or in an operating room? That's a great question. Yes. So we have a lot of healthcare mixed reality partners and customers who are using the device right now. A lot actually with fighting COVID-19. I can send out some links to some customers and partners who are using that right now. Some of those use cases. And then also, I've had a couple of very small companies who are working with the U.S. Army or U.S. Navy on medical telestration. So basically using holograms to train people in triage and combat situations. So we've got a couple of people who are working on that right now.
Hey, Allison, this is Matt from DI. Just to add to that, off the top, I mentioned our medical work, and we would be one of those companies working with the Army, actually, specifically on combat casualty care, both in the field as well as the training in the classroom. Yep.
Wonderful, thank you. Okay, I just heard from our PR team, and apparently it's not true. It is a rumor that we are buying Microvision. That's all I have at the moment. Sorry. It's probably disappointing to lots of you. No truth to the rumor. We don't have anything to add at the moment, so hopefully that takes care of a lot of these questions. Another thing I wanted to
All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you've seen my previous videos about MVIS stock, then you knew that I never believed that Microsoft was going to merge or acquire MVIS. I've got my reasons for that, which I will only quickly go over in this video in just a minute. But as I was doing my research for this stock, I went over and kind of looked to see what people on different message boards were saying. And from what I was seeing, it was pretty sad, actually. I saw one person, and I'm not going to put any names or anything out there, but one person that said that if this thing were to tank and go down, to nothing, they were going to go down with it. So basically what you're saying is, or what this person is saying, is that they're willing to risk their entire investment based on emotions. They're emotionally attached, and that's a no-no. This is, a penny stock. You don't need to be attached to stocks, have any kind of emotional attachment to stocks in the first place, especially not penny stocks, which are risky as hell. And, probably 99% of the time, if you're holding penny stocks, you're going to lose money. And that's just a sad reality of it, especially with emotional attachment. And I've seen this happen a dozen times where the penny stock has a run up, whether that's a pump and dump or whether it went up on some type of maybe news that appeared to be good, but then people took profits and it, took a beating, or something happened down the line with earnings. They just couldn't, stay consistent. And the stock tanked again. People get stuck because they can't, they don't know how to let go and just take profits. And when you're dealing with penny stocks especially, that's one thing you need to learn how to do, is take profits. I really don't even like swinging penny stocks. I am at this time, and what I'm swinging at this time are biotechs, because they're worth the risk to me right now. And not just any biotechs. There are specific ones I'm getting into, but we're going to leave that for another video. I just wanted to, I guess, to make sure that all of you guys knew that, if you're holding penny stocks, you're playing a dangerous game. And holding them, you need to know that whatever money you have, you need to be comfortable with losing it. The money that you have invested in penny stocks, make sure it's an amount you're comfortable with losing. And I've said that before in previous videos, but I feel like it's something that I have to say again after reading dozens of comments on different message boards with this specific stock right here. Anyhow, so the reason that Microsoft will not buy this company is because they have no use for them. And I said this in, I believe, my second video that I put out about MVIS in the past. Why would Microsoft want to acquire this company? Number one, they've already got a ton of ex-MVIS employees working for them right now. MVIS employees are like flocking to Microsoft. And I'm sure it's a much better company to work for. Well, I know it is. Number two, they've got access to the technology through the patents. And Microsoft, really any company the size of Microsoft is going to care about patents and use them strategically, which I'm going to make a separate video on that. But that's what these big companies are known for. You got to think, Microsoft is about a $1.39 trillion company, or has a 1.39 trillion market cap, and MVIS is like 147 million, which is like nothing to Microsoft. Microsoft has paid, which should tell you right there, if Microsoft were interested in acquiring MVIS, they would have already been bought and paid for. That's like nothing. Hell, I've seen a couple of pieces of news in the last few days where Microsoft's acquired other companies. And I'm seeing on these message boards where people are, I guess, under the false impression that Microsoft is trying to hide the fact that MVIS, I guess, has components. There are components in the HoloLens 2 because Microsoft doesn't want the shares of MVIS to go up so that they can get a better deal. I guarantee you that just sounds ridiculous. Like, when I read crap like that, it makes me want to throw up because it sounds so stupid. But if anything, Microsoft already has access to the MVIS technology that it needs because it has access to the patents. They're just going to buy the patents. And if you look at, history, even back in 2012, Microsoft paid over $1 billion for patents from AOL. That's America Online. There was like a global gold rush in tech patents. That's, I guess, what they used to call them. They're basically valued assets that are feared as if, they were weapons. And that's how these companies look at them. So they're going to invest in patents. That's what they do. And Microsoft especially has a deep stockpile of patents and adds more, basically to strengthen their negotiating power and legal positions against rivals like Google and Apple. Your modern smartphone is susceptible to as many as 250,000 patents, if you didn't know that. And I don't know how many of you were familiar with the Windows phones, but it's no secret that, they weren't exactly popular. The apps on them sucked. I was actually a developer of Windows Phone apps when Windows Phone first came out, and I also developed Windows Store 8 applications for PCs, so I'm actually familiar with all that. But Microsoft was struggling in the smartphone market, but guess what? They were still making a killing by licensing intellectual property on smartphones that weren't even, that belonged to their competitors. Hell, Microsoft had licensing deals with handset makers that accounted for 70% of sales of all Android-powered phones in the United States. I mean, that's like ridiculous crazy. They made more money on like Android devices, like on every single Android device sold. They made more money on these than they did on their own Windows Phone platform. And they have large intellectual property teams that basically scrutinize patent portfolios all day. So they're not interested in buying a company like MVIS, at least not now. They're just going to go after the patents. And MVIS is going to give them up because they're desperate for money. Because without money, they can't survive. Like I said, they only have enough money to make it through the summer. So keep that in mind, guys, and pay attention to that type of stuff and company financials when you're putting money into a company, and try to stay away from penny stocks unless you're day trading them. But as promised, I'm going to go over my projected price for MVIS. So as you all know, on, I believe it was April the 9th, NASDAQ issued a global market deficiency notice to MVIS. So what does that mean? It means they're going to be doing a reverse split. And I don't know exactly what the ratio is going to be, but I'm expecting it to be something like maybe one for 8. So depending on where the price is at the time that they do this reverse split, I'm expecting it to go to about, I guess, between $7 and $8, and that's where I'm getting that number from. So, and by the way, a reverse split is never a good thing. Usually companies go right back down to where they were before that reverse split, which is another reason I don't like holding penny stocks, because there's nonstop offerings and reverse splits. I mean, you can lose money easily investing in penny stocks. So make sure you guys watch out for that and, be careful. But that's all I got for you guys today. I want y'all to go out there and enjoy your weekend, and I'm going to do the same, hopefully. I'm going to try not to work too hard. But if there's anything you guys want me to do videos on, any specific stocks, or, any questions y'all have, whatever the case may be, let me know in the comments below. And if you found this information useful, let me know. And smash that like button for me. It helps me out. It helps the channel. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. That way you don't miss anything. Hit that bell, get your notifications. And I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys are ready for it. It's going to be a great one. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I'm going to make sure it's good. You guys are going to enjoy it. So thanks for sticking with me till the end, and I will see you guys soon.